You are not getting your 6th bike.
Okay, so we are now going to try Street Bob 114. Yep, I've already checked in. Thank you. Oh, I remember you. Just such an easy bike to get on. Got some bend in my knees. Still the same simple controls here, like it does on the ST. These have the mini 8 bars. Okay, we are gonna get going. Oh, I remember this. Let me tell you, I really, really loved my Street Bob. It's my second bike after the Street 750. We had done one of those test rides at our local dealer, and I rode this one. I rode the Street Bob 107 at that time, and I just fell in love with it. It had some power. I mean, you go from a Street 750 to a 107. I mean, there's a huge difference. But when I rode that bike for the first time, it kind of threw me back, and I was a little scared, and I was actually quite thrilled by the experience of trying a bike that had a little bit more power. Now in 2022, we're talking a 114, and this thing still, it's just a fun bike. You know, the positioning again is similar to the Lowrider ST, where you've got mid controls. You've got pegs on this one, and again, it's the mini apes. And Mark's got the Sportster. I mean, just the sound of it too. I mean, with a stock muffler, I mean, it just has a nice deep sound to it. So this was my second bike, and I took this to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We rode through the Smoky Mountains, did the Cherahalla Skyway, but at the time we were going to try to do the Tail of the Dragon, but we opted not to, and decided to do I think it was the Blue Mountain Parkway instead. And you know, with that bike, I did add a few more features to it. I did add cruise control. I did make an adjustment to the bars so that they came down a little bit. Added bags to it. Added a sound system. But it's just a really nice bike. It's got a lot of power to it. And again, I'm going to kind of sound like a broken record, being that I'm 5'2", I can easily duck walk this bike. It's lightweight. I would definitely say if you were looking to make this a bike that you're going to do long road trips with, I would look at doing some enhancements. That hurt. Like doing a different seat. So you can have some back support. All the controls are pretty easy to get to. You can see the ball field from here. That is actually a retractable roof that they have. That would be interesting to see how that moves. But I digress. Back to riding. Woo! This thing flies. I love leaning on motorcycles. Really do. Just fun. When you start to feel comfortable and you can do these little swerves back and forth on a bike, it's just so much fun. Wind therapy, there's something to say about wind therapy. There's nothing else that you really can think about other than the traffic around you, what you need to do next. It's all you can focus on. And it takes you away for a little bit from the stuff that goes on in your life. The sound. If I could replicate that sound on the ST, I would. I think I will. During the off season, we're gonna start looking at some different slip-on mufflers. So I know we're gonna be doing a lot of different reviews on different bikes. And really, whatever you decide to do in regards to a bike, try them on. I know I've talked about, you could just buy a bike and then if you want to trade it in. But if you have opportunities to do stuff like this where you can try different motorcycles in a day, you can make an educated decision on what it is you want to do. I mean, this bike, I swear, I'm telling you, the first time I ever rode this, it really I was so wowed by it. Just even sitting on it before I even started it, it was like, oh, I remember you. Maybe I'm biased, but I would say if you do this, if anything, you do a street bob as a starter, you cannot go wrong. You could not go wrong. This isn't just a tooling around town bike. You can make this a long distance riding bike as well. And look at this. This is just a nice place to come to. A lot of great bars in this area, lots of nice restaurants. It's about 35 minutes north of where we live. Sometimes we would even just come here just to ride and just come to the museum and park and sit for a minute. Whenever you get opportunities to get out on the motorcycle, take it. We live in the Midwest, so our riding season can end in November or December, depending on when, how cold it gets or how much snow we get. So anyone out on the West Coast are pretty lucky to have riding. You can ride pretty much all year round. But what you can't do is come to the Harley Davidson Museum and test ride motorcycles for free. I'm loving this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that bike
Yeah.
too.
See, I duck walked it. That's why this bike is just great. I think this is the first time that majority of the bikes are actually back. A few missing. Mark is on the Pan Am. Should be back shortly. Yeah, it's gotten a lot busier as the day has worn on. Thank you. So we are going to try out the LiveWire. Have to go through to talk with them first about how it starts and stuff. But okay, we're going to be tippy-toeing this thing. Woo. Okay. Wait a minute, oh, I did it. Okay. Seriously, it's on? My God, this thing's quiet. Okay. Oh my. Okay, thanks. Wow. Holy smokes. This thing is so damn quiet. Wow. I am like totally tippy-toed on this thing. Feels more like one of those crotch rocket bikes. Definitely lean forward. There's different modes here. I think we're on a sport mode. I mean, it's just so quiet. I think these bikes have a range of 100 miles. So this would be more of a fooling around town type of bike. A lot of cars coming. There we go. Where are the foot controls? Oh, there. Where's the brake? So there's a brake there. I feel like I have my butt up in the air, like I'm like completely tippy-toe. Oh my. Whoa. Oh, wow. So there is no well, you pull on the throttle, you're not going to have to do any shifting. Trying to find a comfortable positioning here because you are leaning more, and I tend to want to straighten my arms out, so you definitely are going to have to lean into the tank for this. But wow, this has some kick to it. Definitely is not a long distance riding bike, but this is fun. You do have to pay attention to your foot positioning because of where the brake is located. It's located like really further into the bike. Oh. Wow, this really, really can fly. I mean, you just kind of wonder when you would, if you were to ever think about taking this on a long ride, and this only has 100 mile capacity, 100-mile charge. Basically, you're just going to have to ride to another dealership, hoping that that dealership has the charging stations. In time, maybe Harley will figure out how to make this bike go longer range. If you ever have an opportunity to try out the LiveWire, do it. Not while it's sitting stationary on one of those jump starts. You need to take this out on the road. Just really, really smooth. See about these leans. Leaning into the turns. It's easy. Being able to reach the controls. Pretty simple. It's just nimble. Very responsive. You can hear it. Not very loud, especially when you're riding. You're not even going to hear anything. Whee! I'm so proud of myself. It's the little things, right? Being able to do a turn, a 180 turn. Believe me, I had such a difficult time with doing 180 turns. I would basically need a whole state. I have not put my feet down once since we got to that light. Wow. Whatever you do when you ride this motorcycle, do not stiff arm. Does not make maneuvering this bike very easy. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. Sun's coming out. I mean, really? I think the fun part of this is when you hit those turns or those curves. You don't have to worry about shifting. You just pull on the throttle and you just lean into those turns. Okay, we have an opportunity to stop. Nope, ain't stopping. Even the suspension on this, fairly responsive. Ooh, tippy toe. Ooh, shit. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that I was like tippy toe, just getting to that light. So sitting at that light. But again, you can do it. And that's not a parking space. See, I'm starting to fill up with bikes. We got here pretty early anyway. So, this is a fun bike. It's fun, but I am on my tippy toes on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is. I am tippy toe.
Hi.
All right, that's a wrap. It's on my wrist. If you want it, hold on. All right, there you
It
go.
is a wrap. So what have we done today? We rode pretty much every new bike
LiveWire, Pan
for
American,
2022. One of the bikes that
Glide ST.
one of the things that I did not record was riding the Street Glide.
I've got 10 seconds of it before my GoPro battery went dead.
And that was the bike that I really developed a fear of turning, because I would need a whole state just to turn in a parking lot with that bike. And I didn't record it because I wanted to just take my time and ride. And what was I able to do successfully? I was able to turn. So Mark has told me millions of times it's all in your head. It is. It's also skill and understanding. You need to give it a little bit of throttle, look out of your turn. And I did it. So I'll say it a million times, and I'll say it 1,000,001, that anyone can do this. You just want it. You just have to want it. You're going to have to keep trying for it. And when you get it, you'll love it. So we're going to be signing out. We have been here since 11 o'clock this morning. It is now, what?
3, 4, something like that.
3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is a great way to spend an afternoon here at the Harley Davidson Museum. It's the last day for the Saturday demo rides until next year. And who knows what models will be in store for next year. Until then, see ya!